Kaya po ba natin? Ha? Okay. I am very positive, very positive and optimistic that with the talents and skills of our module writers, our trainers, kakayanin natin ito. Diba? Kaya. Kaya. So, hopefully, okay, we can come up with this relevant, appropriate, and quality modules for our learners here in San Carlos City. Yeah. So, with the project mode, okay, ito yung project initiated by our schools division superintendent with the help of other personnel here from the CID, from the LR, and everyone here in the division office. Hopefully, okay, maganda itong project natin, project mode. Okay? Mode stands for module development. So, kudos, thank you very much with this brilliant idea, Ma'am Lourdes Di Servito, our schools division superintendent. Napakaganda po ang project na ito. Hopefully, all of us, okay, all of our teachers will produce their own localized and contextualized module in their respective schools. Okay, and of course, which will be quality assured by our team. So, with that, I would like to remind also everyone that while we're doing this activity, let's not forget to observe health protocols. Although I am sure you're in your respective homes or workplace, kailangan pa rin nating i-observe ang ating health protocols so that we can also contribute in not spreading the virus which is affecting our locality and the entire world. Yeah. So let's protect ourselves, okay, and let's also protect our neighbors, other people around us. So magtulungan po tayong lahat. Okay. So there's a reminder to all of us, okay, while we are doing all of these things, kailangan po din natin iprotekta ang ating mga sarili. So, at this juncture, I would like to commend once again, the organizer of this webinar, of course, headed by our school division superintendent, Madam Lourdes Di Servito, and particularly the CID group, headed by our chief of the CID, Dr. Edita Pridas, and of course, the LR group headed by Education Program Supervisor, Dr. Arlene Casipit, okay, and other members. And I'd like to thanks also Sir Dean Roldan Eden, our Project Development Officer. Okay, thank you very much. So, and all other staff here in San Carlos City, okay, contributing and helping in the success of this webinar. So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. I hope everyone will come up. Again, my expectation is that everyone should come up with quality, relevant, and appropriate modules for our learners. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone and welcome to this webinar on module writing or module development. So enjoy the day and good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that very warm welcome. And also, sir, let me take this opportunity to say that on behalf of San Carlos City Division, welcome, sir, and we are looking forward being under your care and working with you. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. So at this moment, I know that some of you are still have questions on who are the personalities involved in this webinar, for it called the attention of many. To settle all things on that, please welcome our EPS and HRD, ang ganda, ang talino, at ang appeal. Please welcome Ma'am Roname Flores.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Dexter. Lahat po yata ng ma. Meron pong ma na hindi ka nasabi. It is mataba. Yan. Okay, so thank you very much, Mahalo Noah, sa ating pinaka-gwapo at lively na moderator for this day. So to our beloved Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Lourdes D. Servito, to our ASDS, Dr. Diosdado I. Cayabyab, to our two chief in CID, we have Dr. Edita R. Pridas, and of course, Mr. William Marque Gloria, the SGOD chief. It is my honor and privilege sa lahat to present the hands and the feet of this webinar because without you, this webinar will not be possible. So the participants of this webinar in module writing, we have the illustrators, module writers, and of course, we have the layout artists, together with the teachers from the different areas. We have English subject, we have ESP, Science, Math, Filipino, Mathematics, ALS, TVL, and of course, the Education Program Supervisors, kasama din po natin sila. Later on, nakikilala niyo po sila, so hindi ko na po sila iisa-isahin. So have a blessed day, and we do hope na ma-enjoy niyo po itong webinar in module writing because it is under our new normal. So let us take note on the things na marami po tayong malalaman on this webinar on module writing. So we thank our CID chief with coming up with this kind of training or webinar in support of our SDS project, which is Project Mode L. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. Mahalo nua lua.
Alright, ayan. So, thank you very much, Ma'am Raname, for the presentation, which shows simple. Ayan, na-mute ako. Alright, and nandito ba yung pangalan ni Ma'am Raname? Ayan, so masaya tayong lahat. So, before we move to our next speaker, ayan na po, kasi folks, we will be having the training proper as of this moment. Ayan, so ang ganda talaga ng flow natin. Ang saya-saya ng internet connection ngayong araw na ito. Ayan, so good morning po sa lahat po ng ating 410 million viewers sa ating YouTube Live. And of course, we have 60 million viewers sa ating YouTube Live. Ayan, good morning, good morning, good morning po sa ating lahat. Ayan. So, let me introduce our next or our first speaker. Let's just say for this training proper. And then, while waiting for them, syempre, gagawa rin tayo ng mga shoutout moments. Malamang yung iba sa inyo, akala nung nakita yung mukha ko, magsha-shoutout ako. Thank you very much po. Alright po. Hindi lang po tayo taga-shoutout today. I am your host, guys. Hello, good morning po. Alright. So, now, folks, we will be having the training proper. Our first speaker is actually my former professor way back when I was still in college. But she is a forever life mentor for me. Ayan, so from college talaga bumalik pa rin ako under her care at nandito ako sa San Carlos City Division teaching. At syempre nandito rin siya as the CID chief. All right. She may be strict and I know, we all know that she's aware of that, but I can say that learning from this woman is undisputed. To give us her presentation on ADM LR standards, please welcome the the incomparable chief of the CID or Curriculum and Implementation Division, Dr. Editha R. Pridas. Ayan na po. So they are preparing. So palagpakan naman tayo dyan. Pa-virtual clap naman tayo dyan, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, ma'am. I believe that you are ready to present. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Dexter. Obviously po, si Dexter po ay kilalang-kilala po niya ako because he was a student of mine when he was in undergrad at isa pong napakagaling na estudyante. Okay, so to start, okay, may I extend my greetings to our beloved Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Lourdes D. Servito, And of course, our equally competent ESDS, Dr. Diosdado Cayabyab, fellow supervisors, and of course, the talented and committed members of the development team composed of the writers, developers, illustrators, layout artists, editors, reviewers, both in content and language, and of course, our quality assurance and conformance review team. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Isang napakagandang umaga po sa ating lahat. This morning, I am tasked to present to you the ADM Learning Resource Standards. But before that, gusto ko muna kayong kumustahin, mga ka-team, mga friends at development team. Kumusta na po kayo? Nakakatulog pa ba rin ba kayo? O pareho ko puyat din? Anyway, okay lang po yan na puyat tayo. We'll do this para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa Diyos. But before I present the LR standards, may I share with you a quotation or a mandate from our DepEd Secretary, Secretary Leonor Magtoles Briones. Papakita ko lang po yung ating sinabi ng ating DepEd Secretary. Okay. Ano po ang sabi ng ating Secretary? Nakikita nyo na po bang slide ko? Okay, sige po. Sabi niya, this is COVID-19 challenge in education. And there was a question posed. Will schools be allowed to open? Under what conditions? At ano po ang sagot ng ating Secretary Briones? Sabi po niya, education must continue. The children cannot wait. We need to find ways for learning. Ang challenge po sa atin sa DepEd ay, we shall find ways for learning to continue. And so with this, it is so timely po ang pagdating ng ating pinakamamahal na SDS. Because when she arrived, ay inintroduce niya po ang project mode. And she challenged us, this was the first challenge given us supervisors to develop modules. And this project is called Project Mode. And Project Mode stands for Module Development. Okay? This Project Mode is the brainchild of Dr. Servito. It is a response to the call of our DepEd Secretary to ensure educational continuity and further promote DepEd's Sulong Edukalidad program. So the Division of San Carlos City, through the CID, has initiated the development of learning modules for the K-12 learners. And we started as early as last week of June 2020. This activity aims to develop localized learning modules to augment the modules to be released by DepEd Central Office, which will be utilized under the new normal scheme. I just mentioned, however, that the modules that we will prepare here in San Carlos City will have a design of our own para po masabi na itong module na to po ay talaga pong nanggaling po sa San Carlos at sinulat po ng ating mga magaling at ginuhit po ng ating ding magagaling na po at non-teaching personnel. Okay? So ano pang program natin or project natin? It's called Project Mode. Okay. So, though it's localized, I am not saying that we are totally deviating from the LR standards. There may be a little deviation, but still we followed the standards. And when we speak of standards, LR standards, we talk about what is ought to be. So, some of you, dear Kaberks development team, you might have asked, Ma'am, nag-start na pala ng June 20. Bakit? Why a webinar today? We will have this webinar today because we would like you and even myself to get familiarized with the standards in developing self-learning materials and modules. Likewise, we would like that we be clarified with the roles and responsibilities of the development and quality assurance teams. And then we will develop modules. In fact, our output for this webinar will be modules in all grade levels across learning areas. I know you have started developing, you have started writing, but with this webinar, we hope that we can further refine the modules that we are doing. And of course, we would like to ensure that our developed modules are compliant to the standards and processes of the development and quality assurance cycle. So this is what we expect. These are the objectives of this webinar. So this time, allow me then to present to you LR or ADM, Alternative Delivery Mode Learning Resource Standards. Okay, let me start with the parts of the module. Okay, you know, the parts of the module vary. It depends upon the key stage, no? So in K to 12, we know that there are 4 key stages. We have kinder to grade 3, we have grade 4 to grade 6, we have grade 7 to 10, and we have grade 11 to 12. So may I start with the first key stage, and the first is on kindergarten. If you look at the elements and of the parts of the module for kinder, it's simple. So the first element is introduction or learning objectives. Again, these are or compliant with the MELT, no? We have pre-test, lesson proper, and then generalization and application. But in the module, when we say learning objectives or introduction, ang label po doon ay what I need to know. In Filipino, alamin, ang taon at Pangasinan. Pre-test, what I know, subukin. And then, for lesson proper, what's new, tuklasin, ano ang bago. And then, discussion of activity, what is it, suriin. And then, what's more, pagyamanin. And for generalization, what I have learned or isip. And the last, what I can do, isagawa. These are the parts of the module for kinder or the elements of the body of a module for kinder. So very simple, no? Sa ating pong mga sumusulat po sa kinder po, practically po ito ang nilalaman lang po ng ating module. Punta po tayo sa susunod na grade level, si grades 1 to 3. Pareho din po sa kinder, mayroon pa rin pong introduction and sa module po natin, what I need to know. Or, in Filipino, alamin. Pre-test, what I know, subukin. This, mayroon po tayong bago under lesson proper. Mayroon po tayong review. This review, we have not seen this in the module for kinder. But for grades 1 to 3, we have review and we call it what's in or balikan. Then we have the first activity, what's new, tuklasin. And then discussion of the activity, what is it? Suriin. And just like in the kinder, we shall be providing enrichment activities. Pero po, dito sa grades 1-3, ay mas marami na pong activities or gawain. Kaya, this part of the module is called what's more in Filipino, pagyamanin. The same thing with kinder, what I have learned, or isa-isip. Application, what I can do, isagawa. And assessment, tayahin. And additional activities or karagdagang gawain. If we are to compare po sa kinder, tingnan niyo po sa kinder, wala po kayong assessment, generalization, and then application na po kaagad. But in grades 1 to 3, mayroon po tayong assessment and additional activities or karagdagang gawain. Okay po. Po tayo sa next grade level. Okay. This one po is grades 4 to 12. This will cover a part of the elementary, junior high school, and senior high school. Well, basically, we have the same elements, no, or the same parts of the module sa grade 3 po. Ano lang po ang pagkakaiba? Mayroon po bang pagkakaiba? Di po, I have mentioned a while that the first part of the module is introduction, learning objectives. These are competencies, and I need to know, alamin. Di po ba pareho po yan sa grade 3? And then, mayroon din po tayong pre-test, which is what I know or subukin. Dito po, we will find out kung ano po yung prior knowledge ng mga bata. Mayroon na po ba silang nalalaman po sa lesson natin. For example po, Module 1, Part 1, Lesson 1. Baka mayroon po silang prior knowledge po sa lesson natin. That's why we'd like to find out through the test. Okay. Next po, review. The same po sa grades 1 to 3, mayroon din pong review. And what the label in the module? What's or in Filipino, balikan. Okay. And then, activity 1. Well, I am under lesson proper now. Under lesson review, again, what's in Filipino, balikan. And then we will come up with the activity, and the title is, what's it? No? What is it? And mayroon po ba ito, what is it, sa grades 1 to 3? Ang sagot po, mayroon din po. Okay. And then we will have also enrichment activities. Okay. Ano po what's the difference? In grades 1 to 3, for activities, it's more of guided. If I may show you back the previous slide, I'll go back. You see, it's guided activity. It's guided activity. And then after 2 guided activities, we have independent activity. But for grades 4 to 6, practically don't have guided activities, but instead we have independent activities. And the module is what's more or pagyamanin. So I hope I've seen the difference between the parts of the module or the elements of the body of a module, comparing po yung grades 1 to 3 with 4 to 6. So, okay. How about in 4 to 6? Is there an assessment prior to the generalization? Yes po. There is an independent assessment, no? And titingnan nyo po sa ating element po, nandyan po. And it's still under what's more. Then we have generalization na nakita rin po natin ito sa grade 3. What I have learned is sa isip. And then application, what I can do, which is isagawa, assessment, tayahin, no? Ito po yung pagtataya. And just like grades 1 to 3, we can provide additional activities or karagdagang gawain. If you are part, or if you have been a part of the tryout ng modules, mapapansin nyo po doon sa ating pong gabay in our flowchart that after assessment, when the teachers have already retrieved the answer sheets, the teachers will find out whether the students had met or had met the expected standard of proficiency. Mayroon po ba silang mastery? Natuto po ba sila talaga? Pag hindi po sila natuto, okay, pwede po tayong magbigay pa ng additional activities. And following DepEd Order number 12, ito po yung remediation. But for those students po na magaling talaga, we can still provide additional activities, enrichment mo, para po higit na po nilang maintindihan ang ating po lesson. At ito po sa Filipino ay karagdagang gawain. So, friends, these are the parts of the module. Candor, grades 1 to 3, and then 4 to 6. So, mga kapatid na module writers, sana po ay higit ninyo pong naintindihan kung ano po ang nakapaloob sa atin pong module. Okay? So, as I said from in the beginning, what we are preparing in San Carlos City are division-initiated activity modules under the project mode, which is the brainchild of Ma'am Servito. So even if ito po ay locally developed, we are still following standards. There may be deviations, but minor deviations. In terms of setup po, ito po yung sinasabi ko po na deviation. Because in our division, our module is in the form of booklet type. Okay? So, but in the standard, we have the page design and layout. For Kendor, the paper size is A4 landscape. Ilang pages lang po ang module sa Kendor? 4 pages lang po. Okay? So grades 1 and 2, 4 pages lang po ang ating ideal number of pages. For grades 3 to 6, 7 to 12, A4 pa rin, but it's portrait. In our division, may I reiterate, it's portrait, but it is booklet type. How many pages? 8 pages or 16 pages. So when I went over the modules that we have prepared, yung 4 pages po yan, no? Kasi po, finold natin. So, nagiging times 2. Yung 4 naging 8. Parang ganun po. And then, yung 8 po ay naging 16. But these are the ideal, no? Ideal number of pages. Okay. In terms of color of the grade level identifier. Okay. So, for learning area English, ang kulay po is light blue. Filipino, dark blue. Science, orange. Mathematics, green. Araling panlipunan, red. Edukasyon sa pagpapakatao is brown. Music and arts is canary yellow. Physical education and health is canary yellow. Mother tongue is white. EPP or TLE is violet. Kindergarten is pink. And senior high school is black. Ito po, ang ginamit po natin sa ating modules that we developed in San Carlos. We also adopted these colors. But these colors po are only po doon po sa sa pangalan po ng learning area. I'll give you an example for you to better understand what I'm saying. Okay, here. So this is a module, a cover page for a module. And this is module in grade 10 science. Okay. If we go back to the prescribed color, the color for science is orange. And you see our color is for science, it's orange. What about the grade level for? You look at 10. Okay. If you look at the upper portion of the cover, left part of the cover, ang kulay po ng 10, in other words, this module is for grade 10. Ang kulay po is yellow. Kasi po, para to distinguish one module from the other, for junior high school, ang kulay po nila is yellow. Ito pong yellow is the color that we see in the upper left corner or right corner of the module, both in the module and in the answer sheet. Mag-pair po yan. So pag nakita nyo po, yellow yung isa green, hindi po sila match. So for junior high school, may I reiterate, it's yellow. For elementary, it's green. And for senior high school, the color at the top, ito pong triangle dyan at saka po yung square is blue. Okay? Friends, ito na po yung sample cover ng ating modules that we have developed in San Carlos na quality assure pa naman po. Okay? Next. For body text specification, kinder to grade 1, well, what's the font? It's Century Gothic, no? For kinder to grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, okay, 4 to 6, we have Arial, Times New Roman, Bookman, Old Style. For font size, kinder to grade 1, alam niyo mga bata pang mga yan, we have 16 for font size. Grade 2 is still 16, grade 3 is 14, grade 4 is 14, while grades 5 to 11, the font size is 11 to 12. For text, heads is 15 to 24 subheads. Anyway, dear friends, mga writers po, I know you were already given this body text specifications. Okay. So other specifications of the body text, leading space shall be at 1.15 points. Spaces between subtitles and paragraphs shall be 2 points. Pages shall be complete and properly sequenced. There shall be no overprinting or double printing. Text line for K to 3 shall be justified. beginning page for junior high school and senior high school shall be consistent on the right or left-hand page. Answer key shall be before the reference page and shall be written upside down, baliktad po, in font size 9. For body text, K to 3 shall be flush to the left and rug right. For grades 4 to 12, you have to justify. Okay, page number shall be centered at the bottom of the page. Citations for graphics and visuals shall be on the same page. There shall be no just one word or half a word on paragraph endings. Inside pages shall be in Arabic numerals. Pages shall not end with hyphenated word or awkward page turn. Pages shall be of the same length, and the last page of the manuscript shall occupy at least half of the text area. And there shall be at least 2 lines of the text below a text head at the foot of the page. Well, to facilitate the work, diba, we have agreed that the module writers or the developers can encode in the Word at ang gagawa na po ng layouting are of course our very able layout artists. So for those writers po na tulad ko po is that good in publishing, don't worry, we have the layout artist to comply with these guidelines. Okay po? With that, I will say maraming salamat po. Have a great day ahead. And sana po ay makagawa po tayo ng maraming modules ready po para po pagdating ng August 24, we have ready modules. And if I may go back to my previous slide, sabi ko po, ano pong sabi ni Secretary Briones, let's find ways. Education must continue. And therefore, with this project mode, inaasahan ko po na tayo po ay magkakaroon po ng modules na magamit ang ating mga mag-aaral, and that no child in SDO San Carlos City will be left behind. So, mga kapatid, development team, to end my session, sana po kapit kamay, hawak kamay, kapit bisig po, sikapin po natin na matapos po ang ating mga modules para po
at the division office. But then again, because our staff, our SDO officials are fast workers and fast learners, now we're able to do this. So may I also greet our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Diosdado Cayabyab. Of course, he is really an added asset to this division, SDO San Carlos City. You know what? Before I move to my topic, I'd like to tell you something. Yesterday, the ASDS and myself were in a meeting with the Vice Governor. So I'd like to share with you the good news about our meeting with Vice Governor Mark Ronald Lambino. So in our meeting, our Vice Gov asked us about our plans and how he can help us with our plans, especially our learning continuity plan. And so we were very glad when our vice governor said he is also donating one digital duplicator in addition to the duplicators to be donated also by our beloved Mayor Ayoy Resuelio. So thank you so much to our stakeholders. Thank you very much to our mayor, and of course to our Vice Governor Mark. Again, we'll be engaging in a unique, a new project with with an NGO, Ulupan NGO, also under the baton of our Vice Governor, and we will be engaged in producing seedlings. And then the seeds will be distributed to our learners, and then they will grow the seed, and the seedlings will be bought by the Vice Governor. So it's going to be some kind of a source of livelihood, and at the same time, we'll be helping people to improve the environment. And this is along the project of our president, which is our project. The plant, di ba? Mga plantitos, na katulad ko dyan, the nature lovers. I'm just excited once again with this project. And so along the way, while I'm traveling from our house to the office, isip ko na kaagad, ano ba yung ating codes project na ito? And then I thought that it could be grow a seed and leave. So if we grow the seed, it becomes a seedling. If all the learners will grow seeds, and then they become seedlings, the seedlings will be bought by the NGO as well as our Vice Governor. And so it's going to be some kind of a source of livelihood. So that's why it's going to be project grow seed and leave. Okay, I'm back to project mode. But of course, this is still connected to our project model. Anyway, let me flash. Is this already flashed? Let's flash this. So this is another TARP for our project mode. I know that this was already introduced to you by Chief Pridas, but I'd like to emphasize it that this is unique of San Carlos City. As you can see, we have the sweet ripe mango, and then the bamboo, and then of course the picture of the cartoon of our modules, and the pen, the power of the pen. So we're using the power of the pen to really come up with the preferred modality, okay? And that is the modular instruction coupled with the use of online and offline electronic learning resources. So on the screen it says, onward to the new normal. Of course it says, region 1. Onward to the new normal. At San Carlos City, our SDO development team is engaged in project mode, module development for school year 2020-2021, the new normal school year, or I would rather say the better normal, the brave normal, because we are now in the most challenging times. So congratulations to our SDO officials, our supervisors, our school heads, head teachers, teachers and non-teaching personnel comprising the SDO development team, our team of innovators and writers. Thank you for joining me. Now, this is part of my passion. Okay, so I know that I'm not just a resource person here. That's why I gave you some announcements, and then I can always update you on other things. But for now, the topic that is given to me is on the criteria for the assessment or evaluation of our self-learning modules. So this is the need of the time, the self-learning module for our alternative delivery mode. This is a collaborative team that came up with the original modules when SDO San Carlos City was assigned to write modules on particular subject matters. And these modules were submitted to the regional office as well as in the central office. And so this formed part of the centrally produced modules, which will be downloaded to the different divisions to be used by our learners. But in the meantime that we haven't received all of these modules, we have to come up with our contextualized, localized, self-learning modules. And I do believe that our tryout teachers who are now conducting their simulation, the tryout classes in the different schools are using their self-learning modules, whether they are produced by our division module writers or our regional and national module writers. So I'm happy that aside from our existing module writers, we welcome all those who are interested, all teachers and non-teaching personnel who can really help us in module development. So to help us out, let us go through the guidelines. Okay, so be with me. We'll start just reviewing the guidelines, of course, for those who have been writing modules already. So what are our objectives? Well, we have these guidelines in order to evaluate the content of the assigned ADM or SLM modules in compliance with the content standards of the Department of Education. And of course, we are asked to write specific comments and findings on pages of the ADM SLM modules where inadequacies in content and or errors are found. So I think in this case, we have to be we have to collaborate with one another in order that we can come up with better outputs. So another objective is to prepare and submit submit a report using the prescribed content evaluation. Some few words to say about revision of our works, revision of articles. You know, writing per se is actually rewriting. I learned this from my journalism professor, and this said even the geniuses, let's say, resolves, Jose Rizal, just to share to some of the light moments, even if you know our work in module writing is really very academic, very academic. Another passion of mine is being with nature. I commune with nature. I love to for content shall perform the following roles and responsibilities. So first of all, we need to check the content. What is the content of the module? So each subject would have how many modules of all? If we have one module, good for 2 weeks. So how many weeks in a month? So we need to check on the content. So we have to evaluate and check the assigned modules for conceptual, factual, procedural, pedagogical, computational and grammatical errors. Also violations on whom I met. But anyway, ako din noon when I was writing my thesis. For checking the mechanics, we are asked to write specific comments and findings and suggested revisions on the margin of the pages of the modules, of the draft of the modules. where the inadequacy doing, o baka meron pa rin gumagamit ng red ink.
Internet connection or internet issue po na aming nararanasan. Pero National High School, Sir Jeric G. Tagulao, and of course, ayan ang ating napakagandang OER core leader din. Yes po. Ayan. So,
This technical lead. So, sabi ko kanina, well, it's a course break. There's a time for me to drink my water. Anyway, I'm back and template also to be provided digitally.
Po for having the patience na tumutok po sa ating ay binubuo po ng ating mga personnel who are wala pong ayan. So, wala din po. Kung naaalala ninyo yung ating OER na webinar. Ayan. Kayo po ay may separate po na deadline. One of the official